Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Linda Johnston and I'm a life coach, speaker and more recently an author. So I've written a book. Literally it's just been published in the last month and it's called The Journey Back to You. So in this series I want to just take out some of the key concepts from the book and delve a little bit deeper into the subject matter. So today I just want to share a little bit about why I wrote the book and just give you a general overview of what the book is about. So last October, I decided that I was going to pull everything together that I had learned over the last 35 to 40 years in my own personal journey, and also my journey through work and as a life coach as well, and all the research that I've done around personal development. And I decided that I wanted to pull it together into one place, and so I decided I would write a book. I gave myself 6 months. I decided to come off social media and I pulled back on all of my coaching clients so that I would have that space to complete the book. I know that I'm easily distracted and I know that I'm super focused as well. So that was good for me. It was winter time. It was the best time for me to write a book. And I gave myself until spring to have it ready and completed, which I did do. So The Journey Back to You was produced. The title of the book I came up with because probably right throughout my life there has been a theme of the importance of taking personal responsibility for ourselves. And the journey back to you is really, at the end of the day, we can't blame anybody else for what's going on in our lives. We've got to come back to ourselves, take personal responsibility, step into the driver's seat and move ourselves forward to where we want to go. And I think more important these days, because there are so many distractions, there's so many voices out there, so many people giving us advice about everything, that it is really important that we come back to ourselves and ask the question, what do I think? How do I feel? How am I going to respond in this situation? So the book is really about getting to know yourself, and I mean really getting to know yourself. And I've divided the book up into 2 parts. So the first part is about knowing about your past. And that's really important because a lot of the core beliefs that we have today are rooted in our childhood and adolescence. So it's really important to look back at that, to see how we've developed over time, to see where are some of the beliefs that have been set in place in those earlier years and do we still believe them. So I use Erik Erikson's Stages of Development, a wonderful theorist who divides life up into 8 stages from birth to death. And I give an overview of each stage. So we've got childhood into adolescence, into middle life, and then into older years. So you can go through the 8 stages and there are questions that you can answer as you go through each one. So that gives you a good understanding of yourself right up until this present day. Another subject that I looked at in the first part of the book was temperament. Now, temperament is basically your behavioral style of how you respond and interact with the world around you. There are observable behaviors. So it's not like you have to fill in a whole big questionnaire and you're not unaware of what's going on. No, it's actually observable behaviors that you can observe yourself and understand yourself. So for example, I am high on the activity scale. That means that I need to be active. I can sit for a certain period of time, but after that I need to be on the move. Even if I'm doing something like any research that I'm doing, or if I'm sitting at my laptop doing work, every now and again I need to get up, walk about. I usually go out for a walk for half an hour and come back. Otherwise I would feel really frustrated. So I need to be active all the time, and I feel good whenever I'm moving. Whereas there are some people who are quite happy to sit for a long period of time and it really doesn't bother them at all. Another one is that I am highly sensitive to stimuli, so I really notice sounds. I notice the birds singing. I notice smells. I love the smells, especially at this time of the year, you know, coming into summertime when the grass has been cut. I love that smell. I really appreciate the beauty, and even sounds. If there's something, if somebody's voice is too high pitched, I find that really annoying. If I can hardly listen to the radio because I just don't like to hear interference. If something's too loud, it annoys me. So I'm very sensitive to sound as well. And being able to understand that is really helpful, because then you stop blaming yourself. Oh, why can I not be like so-and-so? You know, why can I not just sit still? Why do I always have to be on the go? Well, because it's part of who I am. And of course we have to modify our behavior, you know, to suit the environment. You know, we can do that, and that's called goodness of fit. But ultimately, I will always be an active person. I will always want to be moving. I will always want to be outside. I will always be a sensitive person. I will always enjoy, you know, the sights and sounds. And even with sensitivity, I can pick up on other people's cues really easily. I can sort of feel what other people are feeling. So that's great for me as a coach. So temperament really helps you to understand that we're all different, and that we truly are all different. And we don't have to be comparing ourselves to other people. We can, that's the important, again, that's why it's so important to be self-aware, to know, okay, who am I? What makes me tick? How do I interact and behave? What are the things that I need in order for me to function well as an individual? So that is a really helpful exercise to do in order to help you to understand yourself. So looking at the 8 stages and seeing how you have developed over the years is really important. And when you add in your temperament as well, that just gives you a really full understanding of yourself. So the second part of the book is really about the journey. Now, I know that whenever I'm going on a journey that's unfamiliar to me, I always use my sat-nav. So what do I need to do? I need to put in the address, and then the sat-nav easily lets me know what the best route is to get to my destination, and I absolutely love it. For me, it's great because it means that I can relax in the journey. It means that my sense of direction is terrible, so it means that I'm not going to take wrong turns. So it will keep me on track and get me to my destination in the time that it says it's going to do it. So it's just the same in life. We have our own inner sat-nav, and that consists of our God-given gifts and abilities that help us to navigate all the twists and turns of life. So I came up with an easily remembered acronym, and I use SATNAV, S-A-T-N-A-V, and each of the components in the SATNAV helps you navigate life effectively and stay on course. So let's have a look at our values. Our values are so foundational. Very often whenever you feel out of sorts, or whenever you're frustrated, or whenever things are just not working out for you in your life, very often that's got to do with the fact that you're not living in alignment with your values. So what are your values? Your values are the things that are most important to you. So in the book I show you an exercise where you can go through every single aspect of your life, and you ask the question, what is important to me in this area of my life? And then what does that give me? And whenever you ask those 2 questions, you're able to come up with the values in that area of your life. So understanding your values is really important because it helps you to understand what it is that brings joy to your life. And it's not what we want. We want to be happy. But we need to know what are the things that are important to us, and then we need to take action on those things. So in the book, I give you that step-by-step guide through looking at the inner sat-nav. So I look at the components in much more detail, and that will help you then to navigate any journey really that you're taking in your life. So that's all I've got time for today. If you would like to purchase the book, The Journey Back to You, I've put a link in the description below so that you can get it there. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next video.